Hey, what's up guys? This is Sohan and you're watching your Technical Spark channel. Friends, in our Sophos XDR series under Endpoint Protection, today we are going to learn two policies. One is update management and second is Windows Firewall. All through in Endpoint Protection, this would be very last video, but once we reach to the XDR component, which is Threat Analysis Center, then again we are going to touch upon this policies, because to generate the use cases we need to violate some policies. Then only we'll get the threat graph and other things which I wanted to showcase you. Now without wasting time, let me directly jump into the console and show you how exactly update management and firewall policy can be configured, okay, so that based on your use case you can implement in your environment. So make sure that you are watching this video till the end, because these things plays very critical role in your organization. So let's get started after this small intro video. Hey, welcome back guys. Now guys, I have logged into my Sophos Central console and here we'll directly jump into the endpoint protection, okay, because this is the things which we'll complete today. And so far we have covered each and everything which is available inside this console. Now when we go to the policies, okay, so this threat prevention, peripheral, application control, data loss prevention, web control, everything we have already been covered. And in this particular video we are targeting update management and Windows Firewall. So let's check out how exactly this can be configured, right? So let me open this policy update management, and initially as you could see, by default it's this particular policy is applied to all the systems user which is available in the network, right? If you want, you can, if your organization is very small, then you can go ahead with the default policy just with a small tweaks. Okay, so what I'll do, first of all I'll just make the clone of this policy, and here again we'll just make one short name, UM update management. Let's continue so that new clone policy is ready now. And here since I don't have much devices, so I'll just select individually. But if you have multiple devices, then what you can do, you can go to the groups and the groups which is available at you. Okay, so those let's say you have one UAT group, right? Because whenever new versions get released by Sophos, so initially I'll recommend to apply on the test machines. Okay, so you can create one group where you will be applying the recommended policy, which means always latest version. And another policy you can create that is for the production. Okay, there you can keep n-1, n-2 as per your requirement. Okay, so hope this computer and group part is clear. And just for me, I just have one PC, so I have selected this computer. Okay, now first thing first, let's activate this policy, and the policy has been activated now. Okay, now let's go to the settings. And just for your information guys, the earlier when we clone the policy we get an option like user or device, right? But here we don't have such option because these things works on the computer. Now here as you could see, we have very first option, that is schedule update. So I'll strongly recommend you guys not to enable this, because when your computer start at the first time in a day, is check the updates at that particular time, and after every hour is continues to check the updates if there's anything new is available. And by any chance if your system is offline or powered off, okay, so when that system powered on next time, it's again check the update status at that time, and so on after every 1 hour. And why this setting is used guys, so let's say you have environment where the bandwidth is very limited. So in this situation, just to save the bandwidth, you can select this particular option, okay, and set the timing so that only on that particular time it will check for the update. All through, as I said, if your system is offline during that time, then it will, once the next time it's powered on, let's say on Thursday, it will check for the updates. Okay, and how exactly you can change the time, so this is the things which you can follow. So right now I'll just disable this. Now second one is software, select a software package. Now by default, as you could see, for Windows and Mac, it's state as a configured as a recommended. And what are the packages available here? So these are the package which is available here, like fix, long-term support. So this fix and long-term support has this different expiry, like 60 days, 180 days. Okay, basis on that, this software gets end of life. So accordingly, you will have to update this software to the latest version. And in recommended, we have the latest version. Now, how exactly you can configure this? So here are the couple of versions available, whether you want to use the FTS or LTS package. So let's say recommended, which means always new version. But if you want to go with the N, N-1, N-2, so accordingly you can choose the packages. Okay, so this is manual. You have selected manual packages. So all the system will be upgrade to this version, which is you have selected in this particular group. Okay, so computer, only one computer will get updated to that version. If you select group, then whichever the systems present in that particular group will get upgraded to the latest version, and it won't go higher version until and unless you make the changes in this particular policy. So you can configure one policy for the recommended, which is always latest version, and another policy is for the lower version. And once that another version is next version is released, then this particular version will be, you will find listed below, and new version will be available inside this. So that's how let's say you have added some 10 pieces into the recommended, so you will have the experience that okay, if when the new version is got available, is any issue reported by those 10 users? If not, then you can select the higher version. Okay, so that's how you should follow the practice. But right now I'll just select a recommended one. Same goes with the Mac. Okay, now this particular select timing, this currently grayed out, so we'll just ignore this and update cache. So I'll again strongly recommend not to touch this particular policy until and unless you really required. Okay, so we are done with this policy. Let's click on save. So as you see that there is nothing much into the update management policy, but it's really useful when you want to deploy the new version. Okay, so you can just create multiple policies for the your let's say UAT production environment, and if you have the larger environment and with the lower bandwidth, then you can create multiple policies and schedule the update accordingly so that your network will not choke. Okay, now the last one is Windows Firewall. So let's click on that, and in this policy again, if you want, you can create a clone, but I strongly recommend not to use this much because there is nothing much available. So here in the first option, it doesn't do anything. In the second option, it just monitor and report the firewall status. And when you click on monitor and configure network policies, so here you will get 3 options. So we normally have 3 domains in our Windows PC. One is domain, network, private, and public. So here you will only get the option to allow, block, and block with exceptions, right? So it's completely up to you. So let's say for the public network, I would like to block all the communication. So what I can do here, I can select block all. Now if I just select block with exception, so is that mean it will block the public inbound connection, but it will allow the certain things which is already been excluded into your Windows firewall. Okay, so whichever the inbound connection has the exception, it will allow those things. So for these particular things, your Windows firewall has to be configured very much correctly. Then only this you will be able to take benefit of this particular thing. Okay, so hopefully all your question and doubts has been clear. If so, please click on the like button and don't forget to share and subscribe. And I really hope that whatever things I have shown in this entire series regarding the endpoint protection, all these things are going to be helpful in your upcoming journey. And in the next video, we'll start our journey with a server cloud native security, and in this we'll cover server protection. Okay, and this is again series going to be very short because lots of things are similar in terms of policy. Whatever the things we have available in endpoint security, most of the policy you will see the same in servers. Okay, but whichever the policies which is changed, okay, will only cover those things. And if you found the information which I have shared is valuable, then please click on the bell icon so that as and when I'll upload new video, you guys will get the notification and you will always keep in sync with all the technologies as well as series which I'm uploading. So guys, that's it in this video. This is Sohan signing out. I'll catch you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.